Welcome back, everyone. I'm Zell, and today we're doing another one of those little previews, or quick reviews, if you will. I don't have a pause and read card up on this guy. We're going to do some measurements as we go along. Basically, we're clearing out a bunch of really cool knives that I have got backed up on my desk because of being super busy over the past couple of weeks, and I want you guys to have a chance to see them. And I don't want you to have to wait for me to do all the stuff I normally do, because even though I know you guys appreciate that stuff, it takes a lot of time, and I want you to be able to see the knives. So we're going to do measurements on the go. We got all the tools here, and we'll try to make it quick and efficient. This is the Bestech Skyhawk, and it is a new offering from Bestech. It is available right now. So if you're interested, go find it. It's probably at Blade HQ. I saw it, I believe, over maybe at Knife Center. I'm not sure, but I did see it for sale and ready to rock in a couple of places. And get a look, guys. This is some of the stuff that I'm seeing that I'm liking. They're taking a bit of a different direction, and it's not just Bestech, it's some of the other companies too. One, we've got some really nice inlay. Now, is this super high-end inlay? Well, let me get you in there close. You tell me. That looks darn good to me. We look at both sides of it, and that is some tight inlay. Like what they've done there. The thing I'm seeing a lot of, though, is using the mill to put in some texture. And this is, I don't know, I guess kind of some Art Deco type texture. I don't know. Maybe I'm showing my age here, but I kind of like it. I kind of like it a lot. Looks kind of cool. And meets up very well. Looks good. And it's the kind of texture that feels good and gives you grip without being aggressive on your hands. I think that's what I appreciate the most about it. As we turn the knife over to the backside, we've got a little bit of standard jimping, though that standard jimping is mostly hid, where you got to really get a tight grip on the knife to feel it. Down below the handle slabs, we've got a landing pad back here, and I think this was a bad choice for this knife, even though you guys know I like those landing pads, because that edge gets pretty darn close. Now I was being on purpose, but I was able to get my pinky in a position where I thought I was going to get nicked. I withdrew it, and I didn't, but that's getting pretty close. However, it's one of those deals where you sharpen the knife once or twice, and it's no longer an issue, because it's that close, and something bigger than your pinky is you're going to be hard-pressed to cut it. But it's just something to be aware of. Back to our flipper tab. We got some big jimping on the flipper tab, and it's well done, not sharp, but enough to get a grip on. So very well done there. And our pocket clip. I do a lot of whining about pocket clips, and it's because I generally wear 511s or Carhartts or something that's got a thicker pocket in it, and many of these knives have these little super thin pocket clips that will not even consider going in my jeans. These do, or this one does, with no problem. It's got plenty of retention. We'll get the pair of Levi's out here and look at it real quick. And man, we ain't got the blade out yet, have we? I'm like almost 4 minutes in. We're already in the pocket, and we're not getting the blade out. I need to get back to my structured reviews, don't I? Anyhow, here we go. Looks good in the pocket. We've got that little dual lanyard thing sticking out there. Kind of cool looking. Nice, thin, but good looking pocket clip. Like that a lot, and we don't have any weird pointy stuff that tends to get caught on things. So I like that a lot. It's mostly because it'll fit in my pants without any problem, because there's plenty of space under it. And let's get that blade out. Now, be aware that this is in production. You can go and buy this knife in some places already, and those places that you normally buy Bestech knives, you'll be able to buy it within the next few days if it's not already available. But this one is a bead blast finish, and that is one of the finishes that Bestech is not going to be doing much of in the future and may not be doing with this knife. I'm not sure. This is a production version of this knife, though it is a very, very early production version. But there you go. Now, me and old Stazza23, we're going to have an argument right here. Because he called this thing, I believe he called this thing a clip point. I'm going to call it a darn long harpoon. Now, alright, so since we're going to argue about it, and he's going to yell at me. No, he won't. He never yells at me. He'll just give me that look, and then I know I've been yelled at. That's how it works. And see, we don't have any hook for the clip. Maybe he didn't call it a clip point, but I was thinking he did. But we do have some rays there for the harpoon. It's just a really, really long one. Y'all with me on this? Let me know down in the comments. But doesn't matter. It is one sexy blade. Really, really nice one. They did the edge termination pretty darn well. Let's get a measurement on that blade. Don't want it in metric. We want it in, and we're just getting closes here. So we're about 3.6 or so. Do a cutting edge real quick. And these are just closes. I'm not getting down there, and about 3.4 on the cutting edge. And I think we're under 4 millimeter, I think. Oh, just slightly. Yeah, just barely under 4 millimeter on our blade stock. So with that big high flat grind though, it ought to slice pretty good. We'll grab us up. I got some more of these pads over here. We'll slice one of those up, see what we get. Oh yeah. It's gonna be a very capable slicer. You know, it's not gonna be your Neutron or your Viator, but you know, those are special cases. Very, very nice. And ergonomics, you know, that is something, and you guys keep hearing me say this, you know, simple handle designs make good ergonomics, blah, 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 blah. But it's so true, and these companies are getting so much better at it. I've said it in so many reviews over and over again, and I love saying that, because what that means is these companies are learning that all these big joily things don't always work, and it's a lot safer bet to go with a very simple handle design and not goof things up. So what do I find here? Well, whenever you put your hand around the knife, everything is comfortable. They did make one sin that happens quite often. It's not just them. This jimping should have probably been cut all the way up to the point of that harpoon. And it just would have been better. Is it necessary? No, but it just would have been better, because that's not super aggressive jimping, and it would have just felt good on the thumb right there. But there you go. That is a medium large hand in there, and we'll get that grip length measurement for you. And if we go all the way down the knife, we are at just 4.1 or so. So plenty of room for your hands. Very, very nice. I'm liking this one more, sitting here at doing the video on it. Even though I've carried it for a couple of days, I was kind of so-so on it, and then, you know, it almost bit me. That did kind of upset me. Probably soured me for a few minutes. But very nice. And one other thing we are going to check out, and hopefully we'll be able to find this out just by taking the pivot out, which is a T8, by the way. That I was told that we went to non-free spinning D-shaped pivots. And, can't tell for sure because we got a pivot collar. So what do we got to do? I need a T6. I've got one, thankfully. Looks like we got a T6 right here. So you're kind of getting your what's inside and kind of overview all at once. You know, what a bargain. It's like a 2-for-1 deal. I don't give 2-for-1 deals very often, so, you know, feel privileged, I guess. Or, you know, hate me for doing it in a 2-for-1 fashion, whatever. And, of course, we're going to have one that's going to spin. So that means I got to grab another T6. Let's see if I can do it with this short one. That way I don't have to go hunting. And once again, I don't have my other Scout Leather Company driver, which is a bit annoying, but the reason I don't have it is because there are some people that wanted to look at it, and, well, let's just say there'll be good things to come later. But yes, we are D-shaped on the pivot. Check that out. That's a D-shape. Now, let's look and see. Well, you got to pull one of these out, and where's my magnet? And it's not up there where it's supposed to be, but it's over here on them fancy pliers I showed you a couple of videos back. And yes, we are D-shaped right there too. So they have done it. I applaud them. They're awesome. They are now one of my favorite knife companies because they have done what we ask and given us things that are so simple but mean so much. That D-shaped pivot, you guys know how much that means whenever you go to try to take something apart. You know, I don't particularly like their choice of pivot here. It kind of sticks out a little much, but you know, I'll take sticking out a little bit to get rid of that free spinning pivot any day of the week. It just makes the knife that much easier to deal with whenever you need to disassemble. And we didn't look at the screws, but I can tell you from putting them in and out that we have got, just like Bestech has been doing, we've got pretty darn good screws. You know, you can't really compare the screws to Wee or Riot or Hinderer because, well, those are just on a completely different level. But for what we're doing, these are very good. And I say for what we're doing, what I mean is for the price point, they are very good. Very, very good. And everything just surprises me every time whenever these knives just go right back together and have perfect actions, perfect centering. It's just, oh. So anyhow, guys, this is the Bestech Skyhawk. It should be at your local dealer, Bestech dealer soon, and it's got a lot of interesting stuff. The mill texture is really, really nice. They put good hardware in it. They've captured the pivot. They've taken care of all the things we may have fussed about. And from what I understand, there's some other things that are going to happen we'll talk about real quick, and then we'll close this out. Bestech is talking about just leaving the logo on the knife. I think that's beautiful. I love their logo. It's got a nice look to it. And I know that it's Bestech Knives. I don't need it to tell me it's Bestech Knives. Do that on the box. The S35VN has shrank quite a bit. And from what I understand, it's going to be shrinking even more. And I even hear a rumor that they may be trying to play the games that Wii does and hide it in all them places where you have to go hunting for it, which is, you know, it's kind of like a scavenger hunt, and sometimes it can be annoying because you can't find it or you need a magnifying glass. But still, it's cool to see them listen to everybody. And if you notice, it doesn't say Skyhawk anywhere on the blade. That's because going forward, the only place that the name of the knife will be apparent is on the box. So Bestech is listening. They're doing what we ask, and they're making us some great knives. And that just kills me. We've got knives. You know, whenever we showed up, and they had $250 knives that had consistent, I shouldn't say 250. Whenever they first showed up, they were $300 knives, but they had a consistent, smooth action. I was pretty pumped because that's something that we didn't see out of most of the knife companies at the time. And then we have Bestech show up. We're talking 220, 240, maybe probably 220, 230 whenever this thing comes to market. And there you go. Just a beautiful, beautiful, snappy action. Doesn't matter whether you're light switching it or push buttoning it. Just a nice, snappy action. And that fall shutty action straight from the factory. That, my friends, is a beautiful thing. And I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me, even though these reviews here of late have been a little bit haphazard. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me and helping me get caught up on all these knives that have come through here of late. And don't forget to check out the Apex News. It's your weekly source to fill your knife news needs every week right here on the Zelrick YouTube channel. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Have a great day, everybody.